to Lessons in Orthopedic Leadership, an AOA podcast. My name is Charles Goldfarb, and I am joined by my co-host, Aleem. In this podcast, we will interview various individuals, primarily in orthopedics, to highlight lessons in orthopedic leadership. These first episodes will feature conversations with AOA program committee chairs, symposium chairs, and key stakeholders for the AOA annual meeting. In this episode, we are joined by Dr. Lee Leddy.
Dr. Leddy is the chair of the Department of Orthopedics and Physical Medicine at Medical University of South Carolina. He specializes in orthopedic oncology. He also served as the residency program director at MUSC and is a national leader in orthopedic resident education. Currently, he is serving as the 2020 Summer Cord Conference Program Chair. Dr. Leddy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Chuck. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So why don't you start with giving those who may not be as familiar with the CORD program just a quick overview of CORD, and then maybe tell us just a brief bit about the Spring CORD Conference, which I understand was virtual and highly successful.
CORD is the Council of Orthopedic Residency Directors. It's really a sect under the AOA where all of the program directors and now fellowship directors have an opportunity to come to a single meeting or deliver and consume content on their website. There's a chat forum. So it's really just a clearinghouse for all things orthopedic education, everything from training residents, training fellows to selecting medical students, and all of the challenges that we have together. Moving on to the spring meeting now, that was just recently passed. We have the spring meeting concurrently with the AOS annual meeting. And then we have a summer meeting that's a little bit longer in June at the AOA annual meeting. This year, the AOA CORD meeting was all virtual. And so we did that through a webinar platform, which the AOA is very familiar with, having put out multiple educational content through webinars. So we were able to still have over 250 participants in a lively virtual discussion, and I was really pleased with how it came out.
Yeah, I was actually one of those participants, and it was a great meeting. Can you speak a little bit about kind of the agenda for the summer program, sort of what the main topics you're hoping to cover during the two half-day sessions? Sure.
So one of my goals with both of the meetings was to give everybody some real tangible takeaways and really focus in on some of the problems that we all struggle with together. The theme for the summer meeting is going to be how good is your program and what does the data show? We all get lots of data, and there's a lot of debate of whether that's a good surrogate for the health of your program or the strength of your educational system. And so we've really kind of broken it down into, what is some of the data that we get around the medical knowledge of our trainees, surgical skills of our trainees, and then some of the behaviors. So the ABOS is going to talk a little bit about their update in their behaviors project. And then lastly, we're going to conclude with a little bit of external perspective. So we're going to get some perspectives from fellowship directors, from medical students, what medical students think about your program. And then lastly, what I'm pretty excited about is what do people who work in large group practices think about residents that are coming out today? And what do they wish that program directors knew about their trainees?
That's excellent. It's what I think Alex and I are having fun with this series is we're both getting excited about the content across the board. When you read about it in a book or the program, PDF, it sounds good, but maybe not all that stimulating. But as you describe it, it sounds like a really exciting course. And do you have a guest lecture coming as well?
So every year at the annual meeting, Dr. Michael Simon from University of Chicago, a very well-known orthopedic educator, also a tumor surgeon. So I have to give a plug for my fellow tumor surgeons there. He has an endowed lectureship that's geared towards orthopedic education. And this year, something that's very special to me, I'm the son of a Navy fighter pilot. And my father and I have gotten into many discussions about training fighter pilots and training orthopedic surgeons. There's a lot of overlap and a lot of similarities, both in the hierarchy as well as in evaluation, motor performance, high pressure. And so this year, a retired Navy fighter pilot named David Burnham is the CEO of a company that does just that, evaluates human performance, how to give feedback, how to get the best out of people in high risk employment. But I think there's going to be a lot of takeaways for our audience as well.
That sounds really exciting, and it's kind of unbelievable how many kind of parallels there are between almost flying aircraft and surgery. We seem to take a lot from the aircraft and pilots in terms of applying it to surgery.
Fantastic. Well, I am super grateful for your time and for your insights. And like I said, I'm excited to tune in. I know this has been a lot of work, and we thank you. Alex and I thank you. And of course, all of AOA thanks you for your efforts. Thanks for being here today as well.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. And it really was a team effort. The AOA has a fantastic team, and I don't think this is a one-person thing. So I was really thankful for all the help I got. But I was glad to be here with you guys today.
Awesome. All right. Thank you much.